In the small town of Bethlehem, a woman named Naomi returned home after a season of heartbreak. Her husband Elimelech and her 2 sons had died in the land of Moab, leaving her and her 2 Moabite daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth, in utter despair. Naomi, consumed with grief, urged the 2 young widows to return to their families and find new lives. Orpah tearfully left, but Ruth clung to Naomi with an unshakable loyalty. She declared, "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Ruth's devotion was so steadfast that she left behind her homeland and all she knew to stay by Naomi's side. They arrived in Bethlehem during the barley harvest, but they were poor and destitute. Ruth, driven by love and duty, offered to glean in the fields, picking up the leftover grain behind the harvesters to provide for Naomi. She unknowingly entered the fields of Boaz, a wealthy and respected man, who was also a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz noticed Ruth immediately. Her humility and hard work stood out, but it was her reputation for kindness and loyalty to Naomi that truly captured his heart. He approached her with kindness, addressing her gently. "Stay in my fields. I have ordered my men not to harm you, and when you are thirsty, drink from the water jars they have filled." Ruth, overwhelmed by his generosity, fell at his feet and asked why he, a powerful man of Israel, would show favor to a foreigner like her. Boaz smiled and said, "I have heard of all you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. May Yahweh repay you for your kindness and shelter you under his wings." Boaz's kindness was more than just words. He instructed his workers to leave extra grain for Ruth, and even invited her to share a meal with him and the harvesters. Ruth returned to Naomi that evening, her arms full of grain, her heart full of gratitude, and her mind filled with thoughts of Boaz. Naomi, seeing the abundance Ruth had gathered, realized that Yahweh's providence had led Ruth to the field of Boaz. Naomi, ever wise, devised a plan. She knew Boaz was a kinsman redeemer, a relative who could marry Ruth and restore their family's name and inheritance. She instructed Ruth to approach Boaz at the threshing floor that evening, where he would be winnowing barley. Ruth was to wait until Boaz had finished his work and laid down to sleep, then uncover his feet and lie down. This act was a humble and symbolic request for protection and redemption through marriage. That night, Ruth followed Naomi's instructions. As Boaz awoke and saw her at his feet, she said softly, "Spread the corner of your garment over me, for you are a kinsman redeemer." Boaz was moved by her courage and purity. He praised her for not seeking younger men and assured her that he would do everything necessary to redeem her. However, there was a complication, a closer relative who had the first right to marry Ruth. The next day, Boaz went to the city gate, where legal matters were settled. He gathered the elders and the closer relative to discuss the matter. When Boaz explained that redeeming the land of Naomi's late husband would also mean marrying Ruth, the other man declined, fearing it would jeopardize his own inheritance. With this obstacle removed, Boaz eagerly declared his intention to marry Ruth, sealing the agreement before the elders. Their union was a joyful celebration, blessed by Yahweh and the community. Ruth and Boaz's love story was not just a romance, it was a testament to divine providence and the power of loyalty and faithfulness. Through their union, Yahweh brought redemption not only to Ruth and Naomi, but also to all of Israel. In time, Ruth and Boaz had a son named Obed, who became the grandfather of King David, from whose line Yahweh Shai would be born. What began as a story of loss and despair blossomed into a legacy of hope, redemption, and divine promise. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, share, like, and comment. Thank you, and see you soon.